So this will probably be the last video around the trade deadline that I'm going to do for a bit because the trade deadline's kind of over now, but it's the end of the month. We got the trade deadline, so let's go ahead and update my power rankings for what's happened since we did our last one, along with what's gone on with the trades. So a little bit is forecasting for the future, but also taking into account what's happening right now. So a team like the Cubs might be a little bit lower because that team has been completely dismantled, whereas a team like the Dodgers got a little bit stronger. So we'll see where I put everybody on my rankings. Of course, if you guys do enjoy these power rankings, you want to continue to see them on a monthly basis, drop a like on the video. That's the best way to show your support, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you. Get in the comment section down below. Let me know who your top 5 teams are in Major League Baseball as of right now. Drop me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in description. So you know we got to start off at number 30, and at number 30 I'm going with the Diamondbacks. This team's just really bad. They're the worst team in baseball. They have the worst record in baseball. They weirdly didn't sell many guys. Like, I can't believe Merrill Kelly is still on this team. I can't believe they didn't maximize who they could get back for some guys. Even though they didn't trade a lot of dudes, this team is still bad. So yeah, worst team in baseball, number 30. Number 29, I hate to do this, Orioles fans, but I'm going with the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, they're just not that good. They'll win some games. They have some decent players. I like John Means. I like Cedric Mullins. I like Trey Mancini. But as a team, they just can't put it together. When you're playing like Maikel Franco, Ramon Urias, Pedro Severino still catches, when you're throwing those guys out on the field, it's just really hard to win games, really hard to be anything but the worst team in the American League. At number 28, no strangers at the bottom of the list, the Texas Rangers. You got rid of Gallo, you got rid of Ian Kennedy, you got rid of Kyle Gibson, you basically have Adolis Garcia. There's not a whole lot of talent left on this Texas Rangers squad right now. While they revamped their farm system, the major league team has been decimated. This team is not very good. It's only going to get worse right now. 28th best team in baseball. Next up at the number 27 spot, we're going with the Pittsburgh Pirates. We love the Pirates over here, even though they're not that good. Got rid of Adam Frazier, got a lot of prospects back. Again, retooling that farm system's huge. They're going to be good down the line at some point, but right now this team's just not very strong. Brian Hayes is struggling a little bit, starting to come back down to earth even though he's a stud. John Nogowski's cooled off. Brian Reynolds is still sick, but they gave up Richard Rodriguez, who was their best arm in the bullpen. I just can't put the Pirates very high. They're still bad. And then we've got the Colorado Rockies coming in at number 26. I wish I could put the Colorado Rockies at 30, but the Rockies actually win games at home. On the road, they're just atrocious. Somehow, some way, they still kept Trevor Story, Herman Marquez, John Gray, Daniel Bard. I don't know why these guys are still on the roster. I would have sold them immediately, as I think everybody around the league would have, but the incompetence of the Rockies is one of the reasons why they're not one of the worst teams in baseball. I mean, they're 26, but they're not 30th at least. They still have like a couple players on this team worth something. Getting the top 25 started here at the number 25 spot, we got the Chicago Cubs, who got rid of Baez, Rizzo, Bryant, Craig Kimbrell, Ryan Tepera. This team is bad now, really bad. There's just not a whole lot of great MLB talent there. I feel so sorry for Ian Happ, Wilson Contreras, two of the better major leaguers on this team, surrounded by basically nothing now. And I guess Kyle Hendricks too. I feel bad for him. Cubs are just gonna be really bad. While their record doesn't show it yet, I'm sure by the end of the year, it's gonna be one of the weaker teams. Number 24, the Kansas City Royals. I'm not very high on the Royals. I mean, they're fighting for last place here in the AL Central. I think while they're in 4th right now, they are the worst team in this division. That's why I said at the beginning of the year, and I stand by it. They got rid of Danny Duffy, who had been their best pitcher this year, and of course, pitching's not really one of their strong suits. While their bullpen still has some nice arms, it just isn't a strong team top to bottom. There's a lot of holes here. Number 23, Washington Nationals. Oh my God, you got rid of Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. You thought it would do more for them to bump them down. While there's not a whole lot of major league talent here, you still got Juan Soto, who's one of the best players in baseball. I can't put them below teams that I had below them because of Juan Soto. Simply, that's probably the only reason why. You have Juan Soto on your team. He has that big of an impact. He can make that push for you. I feel bad for you Nationals fans. Actually, no, I don't. You won a World Series a few years ago. Screw you guys. Good. I'm glad you tore it down. Make it easier for the Mets, because everyone knows we need the help right now. Nats 23. 22, another team that you thought would tear it down, but just a little bit. They actually did retool, and that's the Minnesota Twins. Trading Jose Barrios and getting Austin Martin and Simeon Woods Richardson in. Great trade by them. While this team's in last place in the AL Central, I still don't think they're worse than the Royals. They're definitely one of the worst teams in baseball. No one really saw this coming. Byron Buxton not playing definitely doesn't help. And then down years from like Kenta Maeda. Barrios was having a little bit of a down year, started to heat up a little bit, but he's not there anymore, so it doesn't matter. They're definitely worse without Barrios, but still, I think they're a competent Major League Baseball team. Just missing on the top 20 at number 21, I'm going with the Miami Marlins, who of course have just taken 2 in a row from my New York Mets. But let's be honest, this team's just not very good. They got rid of Adam Duvall. They got rid of Yimi Garcia. While they did bring in Jesus Luzardo, which was a great move, getting rid of Starling Marte for Luzardo, the roster is just not that strong. A lot of young guys, unproven at all their positions, surrounded by some veterans like Jesus Aguilar. They're a fun team. They're exciting. They're going to get better as the years go on, but right now it's not the Marlins' time. That being said, they do have some great starting pitching. And now for the top 20. At number 20, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I don't even know if that's their official name anymore, but that's what I'm doing. We're calling them the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Shohei's sick. Max Stassi's been great. Rendon, shockingly, still hasn't figured it out, but like, you know, he's too talented not to. Justin Upton has been hot. Jared Walsh. I talked about Shohei Ohtani. Let's talk about him again. David Fletcher's hitting. The pitching's not very good, though. Raisel Iglesias, can't believe they didn't move him. He's been lights out recently. Somehow he's still on this team. They're hovering right around the 500 range. They maybe could have tried to be buyers, maybe sellers. They kind of just didn't do anything. They got rid of Andrew Heaney. That's kind of it. Top 20. Number 19, the Detroit Tigers. Slowly climbing their way up here. The Tigers are a much improved team, and in the second half, they've been one of the hottest. They've been hitting. They're like 8th in WRC. Plus, you got Eric Haas, who's smacking the ball around the field. Willie Castro's been playing better. Jamer Candelario is playing really well. The young pitchers are starting to step up a little bit here. Jonathan Scope's been hot. I'm actually surprised that they didn't sell more. Akil Baddoo, Fuzzy's guy, Robbie Grossman. And the list goes on and on. Offensively, they're actually overperforming. And then Casey Mize has been really good. Go figure Willie Peralta. And the bullpen has some arms in Soto and Cisneros. This team's not bad. They're not good, but they're definitely not bad anymore. At number 18, I'm going with the 2021 St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals had such a lame trade deadline. If you're a Cardinals fan, you got to be upset. You brought in John Lester and Jay Happ. What does that even say? Are you guys going for it? That can't be you going for it. Those are the arms you picked up. While Wainwright and Kwang Young Kim have been holding this rotation down, it's only going to last so much. Kwang Young Kim's got a 4.25 FIP. Wainwright's almost got a 4. They're going to regress at some point. They got rid of John Gant to get Jay Happ, which I guess is a move. Carlos Martinez is hurt. Jack Flaherty's hurt. The bullpen's still great. Alex Reyes is sick, but there's just not a whole lot of pitching on the starting side. And then offensively, you got the young outfielders O'Neal, Carlson, Bader, who have been playing very well. Nolan Arenado's still good. Paul Goldschmidt's heating up, but this team is just kind of middle of the pack. Oh man, the poor Cleveland Indians coming in at number 17 here. Of course, they still have good pitching. Not great to see Savali and Bieber on the 60-day IL. It's definitely going to hurt them. They lost Terry Francona. He stepped away for a bit. Plesac's been struggling. McKenzie's been struggling. Everybody on the rotation's been struggling. The bullpen has been shaky. This team just overall is shaky, but you got Jose Ramirez. Bobby Bradley's been stepping up. Maybe they should be a little bit lower, but I just believe in the Indians. They pitch, they do it well, but they are definitely playing some rough baseball, dropping down a little bit more on these lists. At the number 16 spot, I'm going with the second place team in the NL East, the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies are definitely getting better, and they did make some good moves at the deadline. I like the addition of Kyle Gibson. I like the addition of Ian Kennedy. Those are two legitimate arms they now added to that rotation, and Penn, which always needs help. Offensively, they can still hit Realmuto, Hoskins, Harper. You got Zach Wheeler, who's having a Cy Young candidate type year, but the bullpen still stinks, and the rotation is still not very good. Even with Kyle Gibson, I think they're right in the middle of the pack. I don't think they did enough to really be one of the best teams in baseball. And you might be wondering, oh, where are the Mets? You'll see, don't worry. Coming in here at number 15, I'm going with the Braves of the NL East. Freddie Freeman has really stepped it up. He's back in the MVP talks after being on a scorching hot start. While they don't have Acuna, and that is huge, that's going to kill them a little bit. They made a lot of moves. They grabbed Adam Duvall. They got Jock Peterson. They got Eddie Rosario, Jorge Soler. Ozzy Albies is still good. Austin Riley's balling out. And on the pitching side, while the starting rotation is not the strongest, Charlie Morton's figured something out, though. He's looking better. Max Fried is starting to get under control, and they grabbed Richard Rodriguez for the bullpen, which they don't have a very good bullpen, but that's a nice pickup for them. He's going to help them out. And then at number 14, I've got my favorite team, the New York Mets, dropping quite a bit. The Mets don't have Jacob deGrom. They don't have Francisco Lindor. And while Lindor isn't playing as good as he has this year, missing him in the lineup is huge. Missing Jacob deGrom is huge. The injuries are catching up, and this team is playing probably the worst baseball it's played all year. That includes when it had a AA, AAA team on the field every single day. Javi Baez was a nice pickup. Wasn't necessarily what we needed. We needed starting pitching. Taijuan Walker's starting to look a little bit tired here because the innings are starting to catch up to him. The bullpen's looking human. The Mets are playing bad baseball, and it's not looking good going forward. I am scared. Not playing like a first place team. Pete's been great. McNeil's heating up. Nimmo's awesome. But Conforto, Dom, James McCann, not helping us out. At the number 13 spot, I'm going to the Pacific Northwest, the Seattle Mariners. Mariners, 57-50, playing good baseball, making moves at the deadline. They made a weird one in Kendall Graveman, but Abraham Toro, since coming over, has been great for them, which is nice because they need some offense in this lineup. They definitely lack hitting. They have some bright spots with Ty France, Kyle Seager, Mitch Haniger, but then you go to the pitching side. They got rid of their best reliever. They did bring in Diego Castillo, which is a nice pickup. They brought in Tyler Anderson, which is going to help the rotation. The pitching's just not that strong. The hitting's not that strong, but hey, they're 57-50 playing in the AL West, which is a tough division. I think that's a really good job by the Mariners, and I'll put them at number 13. Number 12, flying up the list, the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are playing good baseball. Joey Votto has been scalding hot, the hottest player in baseball maybe. Jonathan India also incredibly hot. Kyle Farmer can't stop hitting. You still got Jesse Winker. Eugenio Suarez at some point has to remember how to hit. He has to. He's too good not to. Castellanos hopefully comes back soon for them. His team's pretty loaded offensively right now. And then on the pitching side, Luis Castillo's figuring it out. That scary Sonny Gray, while he has had some struggles, is still good. Wade Miley has a sub-3 ERA. You're getting competent pitching out of Vladimir Gutierrez. And Tyler Mahle, whatever his name name is. The bullpen still stinks. It's bad. But picking up Michael Givens was big. Hopefully TJ Antone can come back. Lorenzen coming back from injury is huge. And they also picked up Justin Wilson and Luis Cessa. I like the moves that they made. I like that their bullpen's improving. They've got the offense. They have the starting pitching. It's a decent team here. Playoff bound, maybe. And then just missing out on the top 10, coming in at number 11, the Toronto Blue Jays. They're finally back north of the border in Canada. I'm super pumped for you Blue Jays fans. And you should be pumped. You also got Jose Barrios in the deadline. You added Brad Hand. It's okay. But Jose Barrios is a big move. That's really big. That's going to help this team out. I've said from the beginning of the year they need an ace. While Jose Barrios isn't there yet, he has the potential to be. And grabbing him to add to Ryu and Robbie Ray is fantastic. A different kind of pitcher as well. Brad Hand to get more length out of that bullpen. The lineup is loaded. I mean, do I need to go through it? I will. Vlad Jr., Bo Bichette, George Springer, Teoscar Hernandez, Marcus Semien, Kevin Biggio, Lourdes Gurriel, Alejandro Kirk. This team is just loaded. Randall Grichuk, they're so good, but not top 10 just yet. They're so close. Getting the top 10 started at the number 10 spot, the New York Yankees. Probably one of the best trade deadlines in all of baseball. They brought in Joey Gallo. They brought in Anthony Rizzo. Those are the two big guys we want to talk about, and it helps lengthen that lineup. It gives them left-handed power bats. While Gallo struggled so far with the Yankees, Rizzo has been amazing. Putting the ball in play, driving in runs, hitting home runs. This was a strong team. They're starting to get guys back from injury, starting to play healthy a little bit more. You put in these two lefty bats. Jameson Taillon had a great month, finally. Probably starting to feel strong again. We know how good their bullpen can be. The Yankees are a top 10 team for sure. I don't know how they keep doing it, but the Oakland A's coming at number 9 for me. You know, on paper, you look at this team and it doesn't look like much, but the deeper you dive, the better they are. Mark Canha, Matt Olson carrying this offense. Absolute studs. Ramon Laureano is sick. They brought in Starling Marte. That's a huge addition offensively. Matt Chapman, well, he'll remember to hit maybe sometime. And then pitching-wise, they brought in Andrew Chafin for the bullpen. Always a strong pen out in Oakland. And starting rotation, you might not know the names, but they get it done. Chris Bassett, Sean Manaea. Cole Irvin has a 3.5 ERA. Frankie Montas is looking like himself again. The A's are good. We don't doubt the A's anymore. We do not do it around here. Number 8 on my rankings, the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox are not playing particularly good baseball. Losing to the Tigers, losing to teams in the division. Chris Sale can't come soon enough, and luckily for the Red Sox fans, it looks like he's coming maybe in the next week or so. They still got that great offense with Bogarts and Devers and JD Martinez and Alex Verdugo, Jarren Duran, I love him, Hunter Renfroe, but the pitching, that's what it comes down to. They added Hansel Robles, that was their pitcher. Not particularly feeling good about their moves at the deadline here for a team that I thought should buy. They kind of stayed put here. Kyle Schwarber will come in and play at some point, but the rotation's looking weak and the bullpen's getting exposed a little bit here. Red Sox feeling less and less confident with you, but this team is still so talented. Chris Sale could change everything. I can't wait to see him back. Number 7, dropping a little bit on my list here, the San Diego Padres. I mean, 61 and 47, they're still sick, but Fernando Tatis is out, and they didn't really make these like big moves at the deadline. They got Adam Frazier, who has not played well thus far. You got Cronenworth, you got Machado, you got Pham, you got Grisham, you got Myers. I mean, 1 through 9 is loaded. It's so sick how good this team is offensively, but the starting pitching is starting to be a little not that great. You still got Joe Musgrove and Yu Darvish, very good, and Ryan Weathers has been a lifesaver, but Blake Snell is not looking good. Paddock hit the IL. Dinelson Lamet's on the IL. But then you look at this bullpen and you go, oh yeah, that's right. The bullpen's sick. So while they are 7, a little bit lower than before, you have to keep in mind that like this top 7 is sick in Major League Baseball. It's super crowded. They're part of the elite teams here. I just think right now, based on what other teams did this deadline and how other teams are playing, I got to put the Padres at 7. Just missing out on the top 5 at number 6, the Tampa Bay Rays. Here come the Rays, making a push for that first place in the AL East. They grabbed Nelson Cruz, which was a huge addition, a big right-handed bat that this team needed badly. Meadows is looking good. Randy Arozarena is looking good. Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lau, they'll play the platoons. They don't care. They're getting production out of Francisco Mejia, G-Man Choi. I mean, everything the Rays touch turns to gold. Starting pitching-wise, a little weaker than normal, but the bullpen's always what matters for the Rays, and the bullpen continues to be lights out. I mean, every single guy. Kittredge, Matt Whistler, Lewis Head, they'll call up anybody. This team is injured. They don't have like 4 or 5 of their best relievers, and they're still so good. The depth here is insane. And then getting the top 5 started at number 5, I'm going to the south side of Chicago for the White Sox. Fantastic trade deadline from them. Bringing in Kimbrel, bringing in Tepera, bringing in Cesar Hernandez, and possibly getting Luis Robert back soon from injury. This team's dangerous. This was a team that I said could be a World Series contender, and I firmly believe it. Now getting these arms in the bullpen, they have a top 3 bullpen at the absolute worst in the league, along with an extremely strong starting rotation with Rodon, with Keuchel, with Lance Lynn, with Giolito. Those are 4 studs. Kopech is sick out of the bullpen too. I mean, this team's nasty. And then at the plate, everybody's hitting. Jose Abreu, Tim Anderson, Yoan Moncada, Andrew Vaughn. They've been playing Brian Goodwin. He's been hitting. Eloy's back. Sebi Zavala had like 3 homers in a game. They're scary good. And if only Tony La Russa shifted, they'd be even better. Number 4, I'm going with the Milwaukee Brewers. Oh boy, the Brewers are good. The pitching is so sick. The pitching's sick. It's not fair. Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta, Corbin Burns, all have ERAs below 2.5. All have whips below 1. What? 3 starting pitchers like that. That's not fair. Freddie Peralta legitimately might win the Cy Young this year. He's been that good. And then the other starters aren't bad either. Adrian Hauser, Eric Lauer, Brett Anderson, very, very serviceable. 3 other arms. The bullpen, Josh Hader, while he is on the IL. Devin Williams, Brad Boxberger has a 2.64. Brent Suter. They picked up Daniel Norris. Miguel Sanchez has a 2.25. The Brewers, man, I don't know how or why they do it. The Brewers pitching so sick. They're raised north. And then offensively, Willie Adames has been such a huge pickup for them. Omar Narvaez continues to rake. Colton Wong's back. He's hitting. Luis Urias is a competent major league player now. Avisail Garcia. They picked up Eduardo Escobar, which is a great pickup. Yelich, COVID, 10-day IL, but he'll be back. He's so close. He's so close to being good. Even a guy like Rowdy Tellez, huge pickup. The Brewers are scary, man. This is a dangerous, dangerous team. Good sleeper for a World Series pick. Which leads us to the top 3, and at number 3, I'm going with the Dodgers. While the Dodgers made the craziest moves at the deadline, and I think on paper might be the best team, they still can't get over the hump that is the San Francisco Giants. So I put them at 3 here, but grabbing Max Scherzer and Trey Turner to add to a team with Cody Bellinger, who stinks right now, but it's still Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, who's having an MVP season, Justin Turner, Corey Seager's coming back soon, AJ Pollock, Chris Taylor, Will Smith. I feel like I'm forgetting some guys here because their offense is just that loaded. Clayton Kershaw on the mound, Walker Buehler, Julio Urias. The bullpen, everyone has like an ERA at 3. Jansen, Trinan, Victor Gonzalez, Phil friggin' Bickford. This team's so good, man. They're so good. And I don't even think they've clicked yet, which is crazy. They're in second place, 21 games above 500. For the number 2 team in Major League Baseball, just beat the Dodgers last night, the Houston Astros. I've been saying it for a bit now. The Astros are the best team in the American League, and they got better. They got better. They added to their bullpen. If there was a hole, that was it. And they got better. They fixed it. They grabbed Kendall Graveman. They grabbed Yimi Garcia. Those are huge pickups for a bullpen that was already okay. It's very strong now. Pair that with a lineup that has Yuli Gurriel playing out of his mind, Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa. Bregman's like not even playing that well. He still is, but he's on the 10-day IL. Michael Brantley, Kyle Tucker, Yordan Alvarez, Chas McCormick, Aledmus Diaz are hitting well. I mean, what? Rotation, Greinke, McCullers, Luis Garcia, Framber Valdez, Oda Rizzi, Urquidy when he comes back, if he comes back. Holding down the bullpen, Ryan Presley's sick. Christian Javier throws balls. I mean,
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
God, this team, man. What the heck? They're so good. Second best team in baseball. And then for the number 1 team in baseball, doing it again, the San Francisco Giants. Until the Giants give up that lead in the NL West, they are the best team in baseball. 67-39 record. Unbelievable. They're almost 30 games above 500. I don't even think Giants fans could have seen this coming. You can't have possibly seen this coming. Them being the best team. You could have thought they would have been a playoff contender, but the best team in baseball, you couldn't have. Who would have thought Buster Posey would be MVP Buster Posey again? Brandon Belt having a great year offensively. Brandon Crawford just became like good out of nowhere. They played the platoons well. Darren Ruff is raking. Lamont Wade Jr. They got Chris friggin' Bryant to add to this team. Wilmer Flores, my boy. I hate to see it, but also I love it because I love Wilmer. And then pitching. They pitch good too. Desclafani, Gausman, Alex Wood, Johnny Cueto, Logan Webb, all very, very solid starters. And the bullpen doing Brewers, Rays, A's type things where everybody's very, very solid. Jake McGee, Tyler Rogers, Harlan Garcia. They're getting useful appearances out of Aaron Sanchez. Giants are scary good, and they are the best team in baseball without a doubt in my eyes. So those are my power rankings post MLB trade deadline. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking down in the comment section below. Give me your top 5. I'll pin my favorite one. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. That's where I'm going to wrap up today's video. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye!